you've been out between before this fight. You was off for over a year. Talk us through the rehab process you went through since you fought last February.
How did it start off? I had to have the operation, and then I was 6 weeks in a sling. I don't think my rehab started until about 6 weeks out anyway. No, it might have been, I can't remember how long it took, it was a long time ago now. I think maybe 3 weeks they started getting me doing some wrist exercises, and at 6 weeks they started letting me, well, I wasn't allowed to use my shoulder to lift my arm up, they had to do it themselves, they were lifting my arm up, putting it in positions. And then 6 weeks after that, real slow rehab, I started being able to move it around freely. And then a couple of weeks after that, I think it was about 15 weeks, I was allowed to put weight on it. 16 weeks, I was allowed to put weight on it because it was 4 months. I was allowed to start putting weight on it. And I'm talking like retard, like a cup of tea and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't allowed to hold a pint glass or anything. And then slowly built up from there. Progress was super quick. After like another 4 weeks, I could really start putting the weight on it. I was allowed to deadlift. I don't know, something like 8 weeks after it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't lifting my arm up. And then after that, it was great. Like the deadlifts helped me out loads. So I managed to keep a load of muscle on, so I didn't lose that much muscle. And then I was just waiting for a fight for the UFC, and they couldn't get me matched for ages.
Yeah.
That's why it took so long. And then I accepted the one in Australia. He pretty much said, "Don't be picky," because I've known about it being in Australia.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Sorted straight away. The rehab was great.
And ahead of this fight, you went back to the lab again. How long did you spend out there?
I think it was, how long was it? 8 weeks? I think it was 8 weeks. 8 weeks and then like a week and a half in Australia.
Okay.
Might have been 8 weeks. I'm sure it was 8 weeks.
And during that time out in the States, how was the shoulder holding up? Did you have any niggles at all, or was it back to 100% as soon as you got out there?
It was just as good as it was before, if not better. I had a previous injury before, which was playing it up as well. And it feels like all the injuries are gone now. It feels like it's actually better than it was before. So I'm one of those lucky 1%ers or something that ended up with a better. There's only like one in 100 people or something that ended up with a better shoulder than what they did before or something. So I was mega lucky.
UFC sorted you out there then?
Yeah, mate. It cost loads of money. Private doctors, 2 surgeons, a lot.
Like you said, you flew out a week and a half before you fight to Australia.
Yeah,
I remember you telling me before that last time you didn't give yourself enough time to acclimatise. Was that
That's
something
right.
you made sure that you didn't fall into the same trap this time?
Yeah, I made sure I was there with plenty of time. Probably went there too early this time. Probably didn't need to go there 10 days. But I did. I found a nice gym, ISO BJJ, or ISO Health BJJ, with one of the Australians' only black belts, Matt Jones. And I was with him for a long time. That was good. And he helped me out loads. He done loads and loads of jiu-jitsu rounds, practiced for my guillotines 1,000 times, which they actually predicted me to win by guillotine in the jiu-jitsu gym. I was catching everyone with the guillotines.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone. Caught loads of people. So when I went to in the fight, I was confident when I was in that head and arm position I was going to get something.
Yeah. And you're still is it blue belt in BJJ?
Going places, mate. With purple belt.
Purple belt now.
I haven't trained gi in ages though, so I don't know how.
And
I probably got the purple background, like no gi skills, I expect.
Yeah. And was that John Crouch who gave you that, or was it back in
Salvatore Pace. Loyal when I got to stick with one BJ cage. You can't hop gyms.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd accept a belt off John Crouch. I wouldn't say no. You know what I mean? John Crouch is a bit of a legend now.
Yeah.
Trained directly under Horace Gracie himself, so that's as far as the Gracie line goes. John Crouch, then a Gracie.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously Helio or Carlos over it. So it's like direct line.
Can't get much better than that, can you?
Couple of coaches straight to the martial art.
This wasn't the first time you've been out to Australia, obviously. You entered the UFC as part of the Tough Smashes on Team UK. How do you look back at your time in Australia in that over the 6 weeks, 8 weeks you were there for the series? Was it something that you had to endure to get where you wanted to be, or are you pleased that you went through that way?
I just think it was horrible being there, but I'm glad I done it, got it out of the way.
Yeah.
7 weeks of hell just to get somewhere. I think it was quite reasonable. You learn a lot as well because it's mentally tough.
Yeah.
It toughens you up, teaches you how to train and stuff. You know, that was my first real intense training, I suppose. Never really done anything like that before, so I've always had to work.
Yeah.
That was like the first real butt kick, and then obviously coming to the MMA lab was a real butt kick. That was hard. That is hard. You have to eat a lot of calories a day.
Yeah.
A lot of calories. You can eat what you want at middleweight. Eat what I want. Lose loads more. Lose weight. Eat an In-N-Out burger every day if I wanted to. Still lose weight. That's like 1,500 calories a meal.
Yeah. It's your favourite place over there, isn't it?
Still lose weight. It's not that bad food really, that In-N-Out burger. It's not like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Better quality than that. It's more like on Power Burger King, I suppose.
After your last experience in Australia, where you've told us before that you got spat on your way to the ring, how did you think that did you think that you'd ever go back out there?
There, it was nowhere nearby. I didn't get booed or anything this time.
Yeah.
I had a couple of boos, but nothing bad. I had a couple of claps as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Dylan didn't really get as many cheers as I thought he was going to get. It wasn't like me when I fight in London and that, the crowd goes nuts. It's kind of quiet, really.
Yeah, I remember you was even for Manchester. Was it first fight? And you got a decent reception there from the whole crowd. So.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
What was a really loud, one of the loudest cheers of the night as well, I thought, actually.
Yeah.
I
And
think it was first fight on, they were just happy for the UFC to start.
yeah.
So I got a real loud reception there. It gives you goosebumps. In a cheer like that.
Yeah. At the weigh-ins, and walking into the cage, you looked almost emotionless. It was like you was really just focused straight on the fight.
Different breed of animal, Different breed of animal.
And what was going through your head when you heard the Wurzel start playing? Other than it being a great song.
Drink.
Cider.
I didn't even think about it, mate. I knew it was a different version of what I listened to at home.
Yeah.
But I didn't care, mate. I was in there. I was way more aggressive this fight. Like in the clinch and that, I threw a lot more punches. I was in there to do business.
Yeah.
I knew it was a very winnable fight for me, so I was confident. I thought, I can't believe I was underdog. I thought I would have been clearly the favourite, but clearly not.
Yeah. And now let's talk about the fight itself. You fought Dylan Andrews. How did the fight come about? Was it something you asked for?
No, I was just, I got a message off Joe Silver, basically telling me who I was fighting. None of the asking crap.
Yeah.
I'm not at that level in the UFC yet where I get offered a fight. You're fighting Dylan Andrews in Australia on this date, and I was like, oh. So I missed my mate's wedding in Thailand. That was like 2 weeks before my fight.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to Australia again, which was a pain in the ass. Fucking longest flights in the world. Feels like you're travelling. You are travelling around the whole world, and I went from England to America, and America to Australia, Australia back to England. So I went around the whole world.
Yeah.
Fucking forever. It wasn't that bad.
And although John Crouch wasn't with you in your corner this time, you had your Dragon Slayer guys there with you. Did he speak to you before the fight and go over game plans with you while he was in Australia?
Yeah, he was on my case the whole time. Every day he'd get hold of me, message me, tell me what to do. He was absolutely confident I was going to win.
Yeah.
I should be 3-0 really.
Yeah.
Should have been Kuiper, Claudio and this guy. Should have been 3-0 by now. But I fucked up against Claudio. Shame if I didn't get injured. I don't think it would have been, well, might have been better. I would have let my hands go more if I wasn't injured at the right shoulder. It's a shame.
In the first round, you was using your wrestling to good effect. Was that part of the game plan to go in there and use your wrestling to then work from the guard?
No, we were working a lot of cage work in America. Benson was teaching that about. We're learning to be more busy against the fence. So like when I was fighting in Manchester, I wasn't very busy. Well, this time round, I threw a lot more strikes, tried breaking him down, sort of thing, kicking the back of his calf, kneeing him in the leg. I mean, that's why I ended up making a mistake and getting caught in the back of the head and going down. But otherwise, I thought I was really aggressive. I landed some good elbows, good uppercuts. good body shot. I landed a lot of strikes. Thought I was breaking him down actually.
Yeah. And
See him get there.
And you mentioned there about working with Benson on that. Is that something that you'd say that you've improved massively on since you've gone to the lab, and then you bring it back to the guys for Drailer?
I think it's just the mindset. I could have done it anyway. I just didn't. And now I'm drilling it like to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more uppercuts and stuff against the fence.
Yeah.
Knees, elbows. I trained a lot of elbows for this fight. Well, I think it was the elbows that done the most damage in the whole fight. I've done a lot of elbows against the fence as well.
Yeah.
Tried sneaking him through the guard and that. He done some really weird stuff against the fence. He just sort of stood side on and lifted his leg. He didn't like try and defend it or fight back.
Yeah.
Or try and get off the cage. He just stayed there, so it was easy to pick him off, sort of thing. I don't know what he had in his mind then.
Yeah. For the first time in your career, I believe you got caught and dropped twice in that first round. Am I true in thinking that was the first time you've been dropped in your career?
Yeah, I mean the one against Bob Whittaker and Adelaide, they were trips.
Yeah.
I think the real one I really got dropped with wasn't the first one. It was the second one.
Yeah.
The first one was more like I sort of got caught as I was throwing the knee, so I was going to go down anyway, but I wouldn't drop. It was the second one I actually got hit on the back of the head and my knees buckled.
Yeah.
It was only once really I got dropped. Obviously the judges are going to see it as twice. That's probably the only reason I lost the first round, because otherwise I thought it was complete domination.
Yeah.
I thought I outstruck him, manhandled him in the clinch, got a takedown which didn't do very much. He got straight back up, so probably didn't count. Defended the guillotine, ended up back in dominant position again. But I finished the end of the round strong as well. Like I know we got that gay takedown, but I think the punches leading up to it made up for it. Landed some good fucking strikes all the way up there.
Yeah. And what was going through your head when you got dropped? Were you straight back to thinking about like game plan and working from what you drilled in practice, or did it take you a couple of seconds to think about what happened?
In my head, it felt like I was on the floor forever.
Yeah.
When I watched it back, it was like less than a second.
Yeah.
It was just up, single leg, and back up high again. So I don't know if that was my good drilling or his poor drilling.
Yeah.
I don't know. He should have like done it and circled, got the other side of the cage. He didn't. He stayed on the cage and tried doing some weird stuff. Tried to like finish me because I think when you look at all of Evans' fights, as soon as he hits someone hard, they sort of like give in.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Quinn when he fought?
Yeah, I think so.
Got him with an uppercut on the forehead, and I think Jimmy was just looking for a way out. So he's used to guys quitting on him and just giving up and then getting the win. So he hit me, and I was like, nope, getting back out if I ain't losing this fight.
Yeah.
And I started giving him a beasting again. I don't think he was anywhere near as good as me technically. I think I was way more technical. I felt a lot stronger than him as well, despite him looking like massive compared to me.
Yeah, he was pretty ripped.
More muscular than me anyway, not bigger than me. I was definitely bigger, I think.
Yeah.
I think if we got on the scales, I weighed more.
And
he didn't like maybe you still look drawn in the face and that the next day. Was I look proper filled out?
Yeah.
I really did sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think my weight cut went better than his.
By the time the fight got to the second round, you was definitely starting to take over right from the start, concentrating on your boxing. You landed a perfectly good jab, but the fight was stopped from what I can only imagine was an eye poke. Or the ref thought was an eye poke.
Couldn't see it anyway. He was the other side. I didn't argue about it.
Yeah.
That's when I broke my knuckle.
You broke your knuckle on that punch?
Yeah, my hand's swollen at the moment. Yeah. So when I hit him, I lost the feeling in my hand for a bit.
Yeah.
I had this weird sharp feeling, so I was happy he stopped anyway. I wanted to get some life in my hand, so it was like I was happy to stop.
Yeah.
And then the referee didn't send me to neutral corner either. I went to walk to neutral corner and he stopped me and sent me back to my corner.
Alright.
Which was wrong as well.
Yeah.
Back to my own corner. And I said to them then, I said, look, I think I broke my hand. Well, they just said carry on. They said don't worry about that afterwards. I carried on punching with it. But when I got the feeling back, it wasn't too bad.
Was it those first couple of punches afterwards where I imagine it just shot through your hand, up your arm, did it?
Didn't feel it after that.
Didn't feel it?
Whole hand went numb.
Yeah.
Until I got to the hospital and it started swelling up. That was it.
Did you consider, when he initially went back and started holding his face, did you consider going in for the kill? Because was it in the Claudio fight where did he claim that you got him?
No, this I was just confident. I knew I was going to get him anyway. It didn't matter how long he had rest. He could come back in fresh. I was warmed up. I was properly ready to go then. I was just getting into my stride.
Yeah.
I felt better then than when than the first round. I felt fit as anything. I felt really fit.
Yeah.
Didn't even slow down one. I didn't get out of breath. I wasn't out of breath after the round either. So he wouldn't have been allowed out for the third because his eye was so badly closed up.
Yeah, it shut up instantly when you
What I was scared of happening was because he lost his fight to Clint Hester, he dislocated his shoulder, and then he lost the other guy, Sam Alvey, he knocked himself out. I didn't want everyone saying, "Oh, the only reason Brad won was because his eye closed down." It's just unlucky. So I thought that's why I said to you, I urgently wanted to finish.
Yeah.
I was looking for a finish straight away. I would have took anything. I rushed taking his back. I dropped him.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he fell, but if you watch, I threw a straight right and it hits him in the back of the ear. And he falls to his hands and knees, and I dived on his back. I actually got my arm under his chin.
Yeah.
I didn't get a hook in quick enough. And then he done the right defence, so he span round, led his back to the floor. And then I never let him get me back up. I just started punching him, working him. But I worked on position before punching. I got a good position. Then, because that's why I messed up with Claudio as well. I got so excited in the last round I was on top, he ended up getting a sweep.
Yeah.
But this time I stayed on top, stayed heavy, got a good position, and then punched him.
Yeah. And like you say there, after the stoppage, you really took control of the fight. Didn't let him take a breather at all. Talk us through the end of the fight, how you came about, what you was looking for with the ground and pound, and then when you decided to go to the guillotine.
Well, I have like a little series from that half guard, but I go for a guillotine all the time.
Yeah.
So I always go for it in training. So in the summer I get like a high percentage one. I get it quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I got a little series that I do if I mess a guillotine out about getting back to the feet or getting a sweep. So
you knew you had a couple of outs.
I caught him with the elbow, and then he come high with his underhook, which is wrong. He should have gone to the leg.
Yep.
So I ended up sprawling out and getting the front headlock series, and I went for that 10-finger guillotine, which is like the go-to move because it's so strong.
Yeah.
And then if it all goes wrong, they have to slide out and lay on their back again. So I ended up in a good position. So I thought I'd bait him up. He managed to get his hand underneath one of mine to stop me from doing the guillotine. So I put my arm all the way around the back, like I was going to go to his back.
Yeah.
So he stopped defending his neck and put his left arm up to grab my leg, and then that effectively gave me the guillotine. Then I just pulled it on tight and squeezed. That was it. There wasn't anything fancy about it. It might be like if you're a white belt, it might look fancy, but
yeah,
it's not. It's a real simple move. Once
you got the victory, we noticed. I'm not sure if many people noticed this, that you jumped upon the cage and did a little FIFA victory sign to the crowd. Was that as a payback for your last visit to Australia, or?
Yeah, there was a guy in the crowd that when I hit Dylan in the eye, he was calling me a fucking cheat.
Yeah.
The crowd, 'cause that was the first corner I walked to, and he was giving me a load of shit. So as soon as I won, I went up to him, made the eye contact with him, and gave him the double V's. That felt good. He was savage.
Yeah. I imagine he soon shut up after that point, I take it.
He didn't say a thing after that. I didn't get many claps after I won either. I was just, yes.
Yeah, it did kind of go quite silent, wasn't it? That's
what I wanted. I wanted silence through the whole fight.
Yeah.
Good.
And this is your second victory by sub in the UFC, and you keep promising me knockouts. Are you changing from the fighter I knew who went in there and was knocking guys out left, right and centre?
Well, I think I've got five submissions, 5 knockouts now, haven't I?
Yeah, you evened it up now, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because I was 100% a knockout artist.
And you still got your 100% finishing rate as well.
No, because on my UFC record, I'm 11-3.
Oh, okay.
In with the Ben Alloway one, so I've got like just over.
So they give you the decision on that one.
Yes, I've got a decision on that.
Oh.
Otherwise, I'm just like I'm still like just over 90% finishing rate, which I think is quite impressive.
Yeah.
100% would be better.
It's strange that they've given you that one, considering it was in house.
Yeah, but it was a 3-rounder.
Oh, okay. So as soon as it goes to 3 round, they count them.
It counts as a 3-rounder. It counts.
Oh, I see.
So I'm happy for it to count. It makes him 11-3. That's a half decent record.
Yeah. Alloway's a good guy to have on your record as well, isn't he? So I know since he's come over to the UK and he's done a couple of Cage Warriors fights. It's not gone his way, but he's still a decent fighter.
Probably thinks he's too good to be on Cage Warriors and doesn't train hard enough.
Yeah.
Either that or Cage Warriors, the level was getting really high.
Yeah.
So getting really high, so I had to well, that's why I always try and get better, but I've got way better since I fought Ben Holloway. He didn't look like he got much better at all.
So he's kind of
way better. Yeah.
stayed static almost, hasn't it? But
yeah, he hasn't got any better. Like me and Bob Whittaker and that, and Norman Park got way better.
what have you made of Whittaker since he's gone up to middleweight as well?
Nice guy. I was speaking to him for ages.
Yeah.
He's still the same. Still struggles to make weight, or doesn't like making weight, and all he thinks about is food. Otherwise, he's a nice guy. He done well to beat Brad Tavares, the way he did as well.
Yeah. He's put two guys away in quick, and since he's gone up to middleweight, so.
And he's beat two good guys.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be a good fight for me.
You still after that one? Because I know you was after that fight about a year back, weren't you?
Oh, I don't know what's going to go on now. I just get what I'm given.
Yeah.
I get what I'm given. I wouldn't mind beating him. He swings for the fences, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind beating him. I'd like to land some bombs on him.
The fight that you've beat wasn't the first time that Andrews had fought a British fighter. Before the fight, did you watch his fight with Luke, or had you spoke to Luke for some advice?
No, I've trained with Luke though, and I felt like I got the better of Luke. I know Luke says he doesn't do very well in training, but I still felt like I felt really comfortable against Luke. I didn't really feel like I was in any danger.
Yeah.
I think I'm a bad matchup for Luke actually. Yeah. So when I saw Dylan Andrews dominate Luke, I was not bothered at all. Luke's got a lot better as well since he fought Dylan Andrews.
Yeah.
I didn't really, and I know I sparred Luke well after he fought Dylan, so I was really comfortable. I knew I was going to beat Dylan. I knew he wasn't on my level. I was dead confident.
Yeah. Finally, what's next for Bradley Scott? Are you going to be looking to get on the Glasgow card, or
no?
You don't want on it?
No, I can't even train yet because of my hand.
Okay, and I suppose
I want to go to Thailand first and do some Thai boxing.
Yeah.
I want to master the clinch over there, so I'm going to try and find a gym to go to over there. And then before my next fight, I'll fly straight from Thailand straight to America, do a camp there. And I won't have to do as long then.
Yeah.
Doing 4 weeks in Thailand, I won't have to go away for as long. And then kick some fucking ass in my next fight.